may be the most unexpected Volkswagen reveal in years, because the 2027 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia R SUV does not look like another predictable family crossover. It looks like Volkswagen took one of its most emotional names, wrapped it around flagship SUV proportions, and added future-ready technology designed to make traditional luxury SUVs feel suddenly old. The biggest surprise is not the dramatic lighting or the giant displays. It is the way this vehicle combines elegance, intelligence, and everyday usefulness without losing Volkswagen's familiar sense of calm confidence, where we look beyond headline numbers and ask what a new vehicle will actually feel like to drive, use, and live with. Is this design more than visual theater? Does the technology genuinely simplify the experience? And could the Karmann Ghia R attract buyers who would never normally consider a Volkswagen flagship? Stay with this one, because the rear cabin hides a feature that could transform long-distance travel, while the exterior reveals an aerodynamic detail that is surprisingly easy to miss. The first impression is scale. This is not a compact crossover trying to look expensive. The Karmann Ghia R has broad shoulders, an upright glasshouse, a long wheelbase, and the planted stance of a full-size premium SUV, yet it avoids looking excessively heavy. The body is divided by a dramatic two-tone finish, with a bright upper section floating above a deep burgundy black lower body. Under changing light, the darker paint appears to shift between wine red, black, and metallic plum, giving the SUV a tailored appearance rather than a flashy one. At the front, Volkswagen has reduced the traditional grille and allowed light to become the vehicle's signature. A thin illuminated strip stretches across the nose and meets the Volkswagen emblem, while the headlamps are divided into precise geometric elements. The lower bumper remains wide and substantial, but there are no oversized fake vents or random decorative shapes competing for attention. Everything feels controlled, clean, and intentionally premium. Look closely and the aerodynamic thinking begins to appear. Air curtains guide turbulence away from the wheels, the door handles sit nearly flush with the body, and the smooth lower surfaces help manage airflow. The roofline remains upright enough for genuine passenger space, while the rear spoiler and tapered side glass reduce visual weight without forcing the vehicle into an impractical coupe SUV shape. Even the large dark wheels appear designed around airflow rather than decoration alone. At the rear, a full-width lighting graphic connects the tail lamps through the illuminated Volkswagen emblem, creating a distinctive nighttime identity. Vertical lighting elements emphasize the width, while the deep bumper gives the SUV a stable, powerful stance. In a market where many luxury SUVs are beginning to resemble one another, this is a shape you could recognize from a considerable distance. But the real transformation begins when the doors open. The front cabin is built around a wide digital architecture stretching across the dashboard, yet it does not feel like somebody simply attached an enormous tablet to the interior. The driver display, central infotainment screen, and passenger information area are integrated into one horizontal surface. Important controls remain close to the steering wheel and center console, while more complex functions are managed through the digital interface. Soft cream leather, intricate perforation, dark open pore wood, polished metal, and deep burgundy accents create warmth and visual depth. The dashboard sits low enough to open the forward view, and the center console rises gently between the seats, producing a cockpit that feels spacious but still focused on the driver. This is luxury without the cold, clinical atmosphere found in many modern screen-dominated interiors. Ambient lighting runs across the dashboard, doors, and center console, but it is not being used only as decoration. Working with the vehicle's AI system, it can adjust its brightness and tone according to driving mode, time of day, navigation conditions, and passenger preferences. During a night journey, it can reduce contrast to help limit fatigue. As the SUV approaches a charging stop or destination, the cabin can subtly change color instead of covering the screen with another distracting alert. Then there is the rear compartment, possibly the most important part of the Karmann Ghia R story. Instead of treating second-row passengers as an afterthought, Volkswagen has created what looks like a private lounge. Individual executive seats feature deep cushioning, extended leg rests, substantial headrests, wide armrests, and integrated controls. Entertainment displays sit behind the front seats, while the central console provides a touchscreen, climate adjustment, storage, and a deployable work or dining table. This is where the hidden feature appears. The entire rear environment can operate through coordinated passenger modes. A relaxation command can recline the seat, extend the leg support, soften the lighting, close the privacy shades, and reduce unnecessary notifications. A work mode can raise the table, activate the displays, improve connectivity, and move the seat into a more upright position. A cinema setting can coordinate the audio system, lighting, screens, and window shading. Instead of making passengers configure every system individually, the AI prepares the entire environment in one step. Above the cabin is a panoramic glass roof paired with a subtle starlight-style headliner. The glass can electronically manage glare, while the illuminated roof creates an intimate atmosphere after dark without making the cabin feel theatrical. Add multi-zone climate control, air purification, heated and ventilated seats, massage functions, and acoustic glazing, and the Karmann Ghia R begins to feel less like a conventional SUV and more like a moving private suite. The technology story extends far beyond the screens. The infotainment system is designed around a connected Volkswagen digital ecosystem, linking the vehicle to the owner's phone, home charging equipment, calendar, navigation services, and personal profile. The AI assistant can understand natural conversation, remember regular destinations, recommend charging stops, adjust cabin settings, and explain vehicle functions without forcing the driver through layers of menus. Over-the-air updates should allow Volkswagen to improve navigation, charging behavior, driver assistance, and entertainment features after the vehicle has been delivered. That means the Karmann Ghia R should not feel technologically frozen on the day it leaves the showroom. More importantly, Volkswagen does not appear to be making every surface interactive simply because it can. The more mature goal is to let the vehicle quietly anticipate what its occupants need. Driver assistance is expected to include adaptive cruise control, lane centering, automated lane changes, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic intervention, surround view cameras, and intelligent parking support. In approved situations, the system may be able to manage extended sections of motorway driving, while the driver remains responsible and ready to intervene. This is not being presented as a fully self-driving machine. It is a vehicle designed to reduce workload without creating false confidence. Safety becomes more predictive as well. Cameras, radar, and ultrasonic sensors can monitor surrounding traffic, prepare the brakes, tighten the seat belts, and adjust the suspension before an emergency maneuver. Cabin monitoring technology can identify fatigue or distraction, while exit warning assistance can alert passengers before they open a door into the path of a cyclist or passing vehicle. These systems may not dominate the unveiling, but they could become the features owners value most after years of daily use. Volkswagen has not confirmed every final production specification, so the performance discussion must remain realistic. The likely direction is an advanced electric platform, potentially accompanied by a high-output plug-in hybrid in selected markets. An electric version could use dual-motor all-wheel drive for immediate response and confident traction, while the Ghia R performance configuration could add a stronger rear motor bias and a more focused chassis calibration. Do not expect its driving character to chase supercar numbers simply to create a headline. The more convincing target is effortless speed, secure handling, and exceptional refinement. Air suspension could lower the body at highway speeds for improved stability and efficiency, then raise it for rough roads or steep entrances. Adaptive dampers could soften the ride in comfort mode and tighten body control when the road becomes interesting. Rear-wheel steering would also make such a large SUV considerably easier to maneuver in crowded cities. From behind the wheel, The experience should feel quiet, smooth, and deceptively quick. Electric torque would move the vehicle away from a stop without unnecessary drama, while carefully tuned steering would aim for accuracy rather than artificial weight. A low-mounted battery would help control body roll, but the suspension would still need to disguise the vehicle's mass. That balance between comfort and control will determine whether the Karmann Ghia R feels genuinely premium or merely expensive. Charging performance and real-world range will ultimately matter more than an attention-grabbing acceleration figure. Volkswagen will need effective battery thermal management and a charging curve that remains strong beyond the first few minutes. Intelligent route planning should automatically consider charger availability, weather, elevation, traffic, and cabin energy consumption, making long journeys feel less like a mathematical exercise and more like ordinary travel. Practicality has not been sacrificed for the luxury atmosphere. The long wheelbase creates generous passenger room, the upright rear body protects cargo capacity, and the wide tailgate should make loading easier. Volkswagen could offer a configuration with 2 executive rear seats or a more family-focused arrangement with additional passenger capacity. That flexibility would allow the Karmann Ghia R to work as executive transport, a family road trip vehicle, or a premium everyday SUV. Emotionally, it separates itself from competitors by refusing to rely on aggression. Some luxury SUVs attempt to impress through oversized grilles, excessive power claims, and intimidating styling. Others depend almost entirely on badge prestige. This Volkswagen takes a calmer route. Its strongest argument is that design, comfort, and technology can work together without overwhelming the people using them. Of course, placing the Karmann Ghia name on an SUV will be controversial. The original name is associated with elegance, simplicity, and a completely different type of automobile. But perhaps that is exactly the point. Volkswagen is not attempting to reproduce the past. It is translating the idea of accessible beauty into an era where luxury is measured through software quality, silence, space, craftsmanship, and the feeling that a vehicle understands its occupants. This SUV is for buyers who want flagship comfort without excessive visual drama. It is for technology-focused families who still care about materials and craftsmanship, executives who need a genuinely relaxing rear cabin, and drivers who want electric performance without turning every journey into a demonstration. Most importantly, it is for people who believe a next-generation premium vehicle should feel intelligent rather than complicated. Because this remains a forward-looking concept interpretation, final power figures, range, pricing, equipment, and production details still require official confirmation. But the direction is clear. The 2027 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia R is not simply another large SUV filled with more screens. It represents Volkswagen imagining a connected lounge, a protective digital partner, and a refined grand tourer within one carefully designed vehicle. The future here is not represented by one outrageous feature. It is represented by dozens of thoughtful decisions working quietly together. Lighting that communicates without distracting, suspension that prepares for the road, AI that configures the cabin, rear seats that transform around their passengers, and styling that feels advanced without becoming strange. The Karmann Ghia R feels less like another entry in an overcrowded SUV market and more like a glimpse of how premium travel could evolve over the next decade. It embraces technology, respects comfort, and still understands that a great vehicle must create an emotional reaction before the first wheel even turns. Share whether you think the Karmann Ghia name